wanted.
I hear the voices inside my head, see voices behind the wall, uplifting the underdog, we fighting above the law.
Okay, hey everybody, thanks for being here. Kendra, I can see you, hun. Just give me a minute here. I'll turn my camera on. I look like shit, but I'll turn it on here in a minute. And I'll get you in the studio. Terry, I did send you the link privately if you want to join. Oh, you gotta get down, kitty. You gotta get down. Your dad doesn't like that. Okay. Messiah. Hey, Terry. Okay. There we go. Hey, Kendra.
Hi,
Hi.
Kendra.
Oh, can you hear? Am I muted? Can everybody hear?
Oh. My mic seems to be on.
Oh, all right. There we go. I can hear better now.
Okay.
Okay, hold on here. Let's see if I can switch here. You help me.
Bing, rattle, rattle, rattle.
Okay. So how are you, Kendra?
All right. Kids are kind of hard to get to bed sometimes.
Yeah.
Well, thank you again for doing that interview and meeting up with us and bringing us back, retracing the steps that, following Courtney's disappearance. I wanted to write down, somebody was asking about, were there any tips ever called in? There were tips called in. Even some of the friends actually called in some false tips, but it's because Courtney always ran away. So friends were calling in and making false tips to try and protect Courtney is what their beliefs were, or from my understanding, to protect her from getting in trouble for running away. So, the police cleared them of that and just said they were trying to be protective of Courtney. Mr. Struble, thank you for being here. And he says hi. I don't know if you can see the chat, Kendra, but
Yep.
Mr. Struble is in here and he says hello.
Hi, Mark.
Thank you, Kendra. You look like a teenager. Everyone was shocked how young you look. So you're teeny tiny.
I'm 35. So.
Yeah, someone actually said in the chat that we shouldn't have an underage person on camera. It's like, he's in his 30s.
Yeah.
I was born in 86. So.
False tips. Oh, and then the reward. Now, I believe it was Courtney's grandma, Mr. Struble's mom, if I'm not mistaken, that put a $10,000 reward for information leading to anything of value in Courtney's case or leading to finding Courtney. Do you remember much about the reward fund, Kendra? Do you happen to know if that still stands today, or?
I didn't know there even was a reward.
Okay, interesting. Mr. Struble, I know you're busy right now, but if you want me to send you the link, I will. We'll be meeting up this weekend to do an interview with Mr. Struble, Courtney's dad. And I bet he knows a lot more. It was Child Find that did the reward as far as you know. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I did see something on the poster in the police station.
Terry, so what do you think? Any questions for Kendra? Mr. Struble, I sent you the link if you'd like to pop on at all. It's sometimes easier than the chat. Otherwise, you know, we can plan for another time too. It works better for you. I know you're super busy. Nope, this is the live. That the premiere just happened. It was like a 45-minute video interview with Kendra. If you guys want in the chat to start the questions, I saw some of you said you were getting a notebook and pen for questions for Kendra. Kendra, was there anything that, did you watch the interview before we came on the live here?
Yes, I watched on my TV.
Oh, nice. Was there anything that was jumping out at you that you would wish that you, like maybe you forgot to say or wanted to say, or anything that you thought maybe was missed?
No, I don't think so.
Cotton candy boobs. More information about the fire pit, if possible. Okay, I knew people were going to have questions about that fire pit. Can you kind of go over that with us again?
Well, it was dark. I had been drinking before going to the fire pit, and I was dating Sam I dated him for a week, so I think it was like a few days or so before I went to the fire pit to have some drinks with him and his brothers, and I almost fell in trying to put another piece of board in. Guess I shouldn't have been trying to do that.
And where was this really deep fire pit located again?
Pretty far from the actual clinic.
But it would still be at the vet. It would still be the vet.
I was driven there, and then I was driven back home after.
Okay. So you don't really remember much. You couldn't really see your surroundings.
No, I couldn't see where exactly I was. And
So
I already had been drinking, so like I don't really remember that much about that time period. Like being at the fire pit, I just remember that I was told that I almost fell in. So
okay. And how long after Courtney went missing was that night that you almost fell in the fire pit?
about around 2 years.
2 years later. Is that how long after Courtney's disappearance was it until you and Sam kind of had your little 1 week fling?
I don't remember exactly the date. I'd have to go and look to see if there's anything on Facebook, because it would have been around when Facebook first came out.
Okay, so Facebook started in 2004. So
Well, I
if you
didn't.
had to just kind of guess, how long was it
I didn't
until you started dating Sam?
I didn't start Facebook until I like 2009, I think, is when my first Facebook post is on my Facebook. So
Oh, okay. So you didn't start dating Sam until like several years after Courtney disappeared?
yeah.
Okay. Hold on, guys. Sorry, I wasn't looking at the chat. Let me go back a little bit. Thought I saw Mr. Positive. I was waiting for the premiere. Okay, Mr. Positive. Watch it after this. I'm sorry.
Did you guys drink or drink heavily back when you were 13?
No, I didn't drink with Courtney ever.
And no, Terry, Kendra was actually 18 and Courtney was 13. Courtney hung out with a lot of older friends than
Thank
her.
you. That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
This question here.
Would you know if Courtney drank at age 13?
Not entirely sure if she did drink or not, but she never drank with
Okay.
me.
Was Courtney free-spirited enough to hop in a
Thank you.
truck if she needed a ride? It was dark and you guys were drinking. Would she have gone with a trucker? No. So they weren't drinking that night. Kendra left Courtney at about noon.
The next day.
And
No,
yeah, so
the
July 9th, 2004, Courtney went missing between 11:30 p.m. and 1 a.m. And the night before, which was July 8th, Thursday, July 8th, 2004, she spent the night with Kendra. And to the next day, the day of Courtney's disappearance, where they went separate ways. Kendra walked off where we just were on the road there at the second stop. They parted ways right around there. It was like a building right behind that vets, right, Kendra?
No, it was that behind the Wicklow Center is where
Behind the Wicklow Center.
Yeah, we'll show you guys where that Wicklow Center is. We actually drove past it on the way there. It's like about halfway in between
Okay.
where they did the trailer thing and then the vet clinic, about halfway in between.
So about halfway, yeah, in between where you saw us at the trailer park there and to the vet is where they last parted ways. Kendra walked off with one group of friends at noon, and Courtney took off and started walking with Sam, and that's where she went to the vet clinic. So they parted ways about 12 hours before Courtney was said to be a runaway, but really went to a missing person after 4 or 5 months. And now it's actually being said that it's a homicide case. Did she tell her life at home was rocky? Did she ever talk, what'd she ever say about her home life with mom and dad? I know she had mom and stepdad.
all I knew is that she really didn't like her dad's girlfriend at the time.
She didn't really care for Melissa.
Yeah.
Okay. And you never saw any bruises, you had told
This
me
is
on
the same
Courtney.
girlfriend, right?
The same girlfriend dad is with currently, yes.
And another thing that I almost forgot that I wanted to mention was that I don't know why I didn't decide to go with her and Sam, why I even parted with her. I could have went with them, and I don't know why I didn't. But would something have happened to me as well? I don't know. Or would she have been able to come back with me and then nothing would have happened to her? That's what's always been a question on my mind.
You don't even want to go there, sweetheart. You don't want to go there. No. You did nothing wrong.
Any reason she may have wanted to leave that she told you, Kendra?
If she told me anything, I don't remember anything we actually talked about during the walk.
Did cops get access to her internet accounts in case she made plans to meet someone off there? Do you know, Mr. Struble, do you know, I'm guessing they must have went through your guys's internet and all of that, if you're in the chat still. Kendra, do you know anything about that?
Well, I know that the library had computers back then, and that's where she mostly did most of her talking with other people on MSN and MySpace. She didn't do that at home, so they would have had to get the library computers.
Yeah, I wonder how that would work.
I don't know if they ever.
Do you know if her parents were aware that she used the computers at the library?
I don't know if they were aware or not.
Last time she seen her was day and time. So Courtney went missing July 9th, 2004 between 11:30 p.m. and 1 a.m. And the last time that Kendra saw Courtney was that very day, but they parted ways at about noon that day. So they're 12 hours after they had a sleepover and hung out, Courtney disappeared. Did she say anything to you, Kendra, looking back, that may have been suspicious when she stayed the night with you? Is there anything that kind of sticks with you now when you look back and think about it?
No, and I did. The only diary I kept was my electronic one, and I tried to I found the electronic diary, but I guess it got reset somehow, and I don't know. I was hoping to find anything that I might have written down back then.
Was she acting like herself while she was with you for that sleepover
Yeah.
and
We
even
were splashing each other in the with puddles in our pajamas.
hmm. Do you remember what she was wearing that day?
I don't remember what she was wearing that day, but sure, her pajamas were soaked, so we changed in and went to bed. So
Hmm.
When-
They're wondering, can you say why the relationship with Sam only lasted a week? Why you broke up with Sam? Only if it's not too personal and you know,
I don't know. I just didn't. I think it was this that we didn't want to be more than friends.
kind of mutual.
Yeah.
So I'm just looking back, guys. They're saying don't blame yourself. So they're just getting in here, babe. Would you mind giving them a quick rundown of what's going on?
Yeah, sure. All right, so Courtney Struble was a 13-year-old girl who disappeared November 9th, 2004, somewhere between 11 p.m. and 1 a.m. And there are reports that she was seen in town, or the police know she made it back to town, but we aren't 100% on that. And no one really knows where she went, where she is, what happened. We're just trying to get some information about that.
Yeah. Well, law enforcement says that they now say she's dead and that her body is somewhere here in Estevan. Yeah, it was not her fault. People are telling you it's not your fault. Do you think she had met a new guy?
No.
How old was Sam?
I don't think he was too much older than her. I know I didn't start dating him till he was at least 18, 19 when he started going to the bar.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't think he had.
I think he was 15.
Yeah, I don't think he had a driver's license yet.
Can you see that question there, Kendra?
It was last minute. We just she asked me if she could sleep over, and we went over to her place to ask her dad. I never would have asked over the phone. If she asked again later on over the phone, I never would have asked.
Can you tell us how that kind of went again? She had asked, and Dad's girlfriend was saying no, absolutely not, but then waited. Can you tell us how that went?
Well, we were there waiting for Mark, chatting with her brother, and Courtney originally asked Melissa, and Melissa told her straight out, no, you're not going out. And we just waited for Mark to come home, and we asked him, and he said sure.
And how did Dad's girlfriend take that?
She didn't look impressed at all.
Was she a very trusting person, or she kind of kept to herself, even with you other friends, as far as secrets go?
Well, she probably kept some secrets to herself. Like, she was a little different with me than she was with some of her other friends.
Can you kind of explain that a little more in depth? Different how?
She would have been more secretive with her best friend, and I was a newer friend. We just hung out, we had fun, and just, you know, It was just a new thing. We were having a good time, having a sleepover. It was my first ever sleepover.
That's the next question. Was that Courtney's first sleepover at your house?
Yes.
Did Sam say when he and Courtney parted, has the timeline been whittled down to that point?
I actually don't remember if Sam ever told me. What, like, I don't think I ever really talked to him much about that.
Hmm.
Since the cops cleared him, I didn't think, because he was a good person as far as I could tell anyways.
Yeah. So kind of how that goes, guys, is the friends they were all cleared, and the boyfriend's brother offered her a ride home. She denied the ride home, and I guess Dad thought that Courtney was going to be with Kendra, but Kendra thought that, as far as she knew, she was just partying with Sam and that, and either she was going to stay with them or go back to her dad's house. Is that right, Kendra?
Yes.
But the police seem to know she made it back into the town of Estevan. I'm not sure how, and because it's active, there's going to be some things that they're going to hold on to. But the police know, RCMP have it on file that they, for whatever reason it may be, believe she made it back into the town of Estevan. So I don't know. Did she have plans to meet up with someone else? Now, Kendra, can you tell them again? A lot of the sound was all the wind was kind of messing it up. What is normal for Courtney to bring on a planned night? What, did she bring anything, or just her and
Always a change of clothes and her wallet or a purse or both. Always something. She would never just leave without something.
Right. And I've had several of her family and friends have said the same thing. She wouldn't just leave with nothing. Now, so the problem with her being labeled a runaway for the first 5 months, yeah, she had, bless you, baby. She did have, a past of running away, but she always brought her wallet and a change of clothes, sometimes a little bit of makeup, and things like that. She had left her wallet, her favorite stuffed animals, makeup, all her clothes, everything was at home. Bobby says, sweetheart, don't blame yourself and ask yourself questions like that. You didn't do anything wrong. You didn't know what was going on, and you are in her prayers.
Thank you.
That's
I
right.
have a
Purple, blue, and
question.
green hearts for Courtney Struble. Yes, Terry, go ahead. Hey, Bob.
Now you said that she only stayed over your house overnight once.
Hi, Julie.
Did did you did she always bring a change of clothes just to hang out, or
If
did you
she was,
mean just for that one night?
yeah, if she was planning to stay the night somewhere, she brought a change of clothes.
Okay, that was with other friends, you mean?
Well, even like, yeah,
Yeah, because it was only the one night with you.
yeah.
Okay,
And she did bring her change of clothes when she spent the
right,
night.
okay. And the makeup and all of that?
I didn't wear makeup, so I still don't really wear makeup. No need to.
That's right, there's no need. That's why you look so young.
Yeah, I didn't put on a bunch of makeup in school. I didn't care.
How many people spent the night at your house that night?
It was just me, her, and my sister in the one room.
Seems like,
You're passing them on.
yeah.
Yeah,
Is your sister
that's
younger or older?
She's 4 years younger than me.
Oh, so she would have been Courtney's age.
It's probably where I met her,
Mhm.
Courtney, was because I also, like, my sister hung out with her brother.
Okay.
Excuse me, that's gross to do on camera. That is a great question. Too much, Mom. So Dad thought she was sleeping at Kendras, who discovered she was missing at 1 a.m. That's the timelines change of last seen from 11:30 to 11:30 p.m. to 1 a.m. I'm not sure, again, because it's active. I don't know how the police are sure she made it into the town of Estevan, away from her boyfriends. And I'm not sure how they know that timeline. Because it's still very active. We might not be able to get those details because it might be key part of the investigation that they're holding on to.
Yeah, because I don't even know which
Great
friend
question.
would have been meeting if she would have
Yep.
left Sam's. I don't know which friend she would have met up with.
Because was she the type that would have a boyfriend and then want to meet up with another guy too? Or what do you think about that?
She only ever, as far as I know, she only ever had like, she only dated Sam, as far as I know.
Hmm.
They were on and off.
Yeah. I was wondering if she could answer how her opinion. Hold on one second. Your opinion on Courtney's parents were, if you can answer.
Well, I never knew the mom,
Mhm.
so I really can't give an opinion on her because I haven't met her yet, still. So
It's curious. Did her mom know of you? Do you know?
I have no clue if she knew of me.
And we're back.
All the friends have been cleared, Sammy. Yes. Does anyone know where Courtney went after she left Kendra until she met up with Sam? She left with Sam, Kendra, didn't she leave with Sam?
Yes, she left with Sam from the Wicklow Center.
Okay, so at the Wicklow Center, so you all walked from your trailer, you and Courtney.
Yeah, up to the Wicklow.
You walked to the Wicklow Center, and Sam and who else came to the Wicklow Center with you and Courtney?
Well, I do believe one of my friends I met up with was Santana. And
Santana?
and I don't remember who else was there. It's just everybody would meet there to decide on what we were going to do for the day.
Okay, so that time, then it's noon. You walk from your trailer, you and Courtney, you walk to the Wicklow, and it's your friend Santana and Sam. Courtney and Sam leave and walk off one way. You and Santana leave and walk off another way.
Yeah, pretty much.
And then what did you and Santana end up doing when you walked away and left Courtney? What was your day from there?
I don't remember exactly anything after that. There's just so much that I might have had an attack sometime when I found out that she went missing. And parts of that part of the memory after I haven't been able to recover that part.
Okay.
I do remember the next memory would be when I was talking to one of the police officers and giving them my account of when I last seen her. So there might be more info on the actual paper that was signed with the cop.
No, Mystic Firefly. She was 18 at the time. But when they dated, Sam was like 20 and she was like 24 or something like that, or 5, right? You?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think there's much wrong with it. Uh, you still live in the area? Where is Sam now? Sam may interview with us. He's aware what's going on, and some of the people that I talk to, they text him and ask him questions for me, and he responds and whatever. So, but I haven't talked to him yet.
Yeah, and Sam's brother too.
Sam's brother. We got lots of people lined up for interviews, but there's a certain way we got to do this first. I'm trying to kind of.
Well, we got to let everybody give their piece before
Yeah.
we can really put anything together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Tennessee Shine. So Kendra, again, do you recall, like looking back today, do you recall seeing anybody that was hanging around that maybe shouldn't have been? Maybe at the Wicklow, maybe anyone sitting in a car watching you guys all?
No,
Anything?
we really didn't look for things like that because we didn't think of bad things happening.
Yeah. Me too, Miss Wednesday. Oh, wow, I wonder if they tested the kids for date rape drugs. Kendra had actually said something when we were talking about that, like they would always watch each other's drinks and stuff for that, right?
Well, me and one particular friend would actually watch my drinks for me.
Oh, someone else.
Little G.
Little G.
They weren't best of friends. Kendra was more Courtney's brother, Shadow's friend.
Yeah, I was a new friend with Courtney that
Can
summer.
you get into your relationship, how you know the family? How did you meet Shadow? Because, yeah, a lot of people are kind of confused. Okay, so it's your...
My sister was friends with Shadow and Courtney before
Hi, Carmen.
I met most of my younger friends through my brother and sister because they're younger than me. So.
Mm.
Summertime, that's funny.
Hmm. So where is Shadow on this evening? At home.
Yeah, he was sleeping at home. I just we chatted a little bit before we left. That's all.
And how's he doing? I haven't bothered him right now because I heard it's still very hard on him.
Yeah, I don't bother him about talking about that whenever I do get a chance to chat with him.
Mm-hmm. Because him and his sister were besties, weren't they?
They're pretty close.
Yeah.
I just choose to keep that conversation out of it whenever I'm talking with him.
Yeah. Understandable. Don't want to keep rehashing it.
It's 15, Tennessee. I believe Sam was 15 at the time. And she was about to be 14 when she went missing, right?
Yeah, her birthday was just
It was only
a couple days
a couple
after.
days. So she was nearly 14 at the time of her disappearance. She was 13, almost 14. So the age difference isn't that bad, guys. I promise. I mean, I don't see a problem with it.
The older brother, though, that was offering her a ride home would have been possibly too old for her. He had his driver's license and stuff, and I think he was around the same age, close to the same age as me.
Mm. Did you ever hear of the brother
Well,
liking Courtney or anything like that?
I don't really know the brother very well.
Hmm.
I just know that he was around my age at the time, and I just never really talked to him ever. As far as I know, I don't remember talking to him.
Thank you, Mr. Struble. He says Shadow is a year and a half older than Courtney.
Yeah, so he would have been around with my sister. at school. When she was in grade 9, I had just was just about to graduate. So
Do you know about when, or even you, Mr. Struble, do you know about how soon after were the friends all cleared and everything? Because Mr. Scher brought up a good point earlier. If it was treated as a runaway for the first 5 months, how were people even cleared in the case, you know?
Yeah.
When were they cleared? Why were they cleared? Was it after it was a runaway? Did they start doing the polygraphs and searching? Or like, I need to know more. Definitely is. Some of these truckers spend month and month on the road. All they know is the road. So many possibilities can happen. These men travel several states in one day. Yeah. And we're going to one day show, because that road goes up to the border. So we'll do that drive one day and show you guys.
Yeah, it's only 10 minutes.
Yeah, 10 minutes to the borders driving that route.
Someone could have hidden her in a vehicle to try and get across, but she didn't get across with a passport. You couldn't.
Yeah. So she would have had to been like hidden in the, no one said nothing to you. Of course, right? It's a good question to know though, right, Mr. Struble? Because how would they be cleared of something when your daughter wasn't even labeled properly? Yeah, 10 minutes to the borders. Yeah, the borders that I walked across.
Yeah.
So,
Well, that's a further point of entry too. There's a closer look.
so maybe we should show both.
yeah, even over where I'm living right now, there's a way towards the border. The trucks pass through the outer ring of the town
Hmm.
in Torquay. So, and it's only like not even a block from where I'm living right now. That same road that goes to the U.S. border.
Yes, Helen, it was 2004. So after 9/11, you know, it was definitely tighter on the borders, not as tight as with COVID now, but definitely tighter because 9/11 happened. You have a question, baby?
Skylar, I was living in Regina, which is a couple hours away, but the only child missing that got on the news or anything was a girl who went missing there. I never ever heard about Courtney.
I never heard about the little girl in Regina living in
That one was all over the news.
Mr. Struble says, "Oh, I'm learning so much stuff I am not being told because Courtney's father's been left out of the loop. It's even in reports that they've left him out of the loop for the 17 years."
Yeah, I haven't even been re-interviewed since the first interviews from the police in Estevan. I haven't been re-interviewed, as far as I know, from the RCMP.
Hmm.
Like some of the other people have said that they've been re-interviewed.
Hmm.
Yeah,
So different tonight. Thank you, I think. I don't know. I mean, I'm tired, I'm frazzled, I'm a mess. Kendras, I look good in the video, so give me a break.
good right now.
Mark Struble, when after she went missing, did you take a poly? Yes, he took 2 of them. And he passed, or he took 1 and he passed, I believe, because he came on one of our lives and said, "Mr. Struble, I'm going to bother you tomorrow to nail down a time on, we'll say Saturday for an interview." She mentioned in the interview you did with her that Mark was a possibility of a suspect. Why in the world did Ellie think that he was? I think Ellie said it was everything. Like Mr. Struble said it to me the best. They always look Like it's the husband, it's the wife, it's the dad, it's the mom, always being looked at first.
Yeah,
Family
So,
gets looked at first. I've
mhm.
watched all kinds of crime shows.
Yeah, always the closest one to the person. So, 13-year-old, it's going to be mom and dad looked at.
I don't think they really looked much at mom, more at dad. And I didn't think that was right. I didn't think that he had anything to do with it.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, you think that, well, what do you think? What do you think about everyone being cleared? Who's a suspect in your mind? What goes through your head about it?
Well, the older brother is the only one I can think of that could have, if she did take the ride, could he have done something?
That's the first thing my mind went to, even just 5 minutes getting my eyes on this case. I'm like, this is weird. Why were these boys cleared so quick? I read,
yeah, we gotta get some information about that, because were they just questioned when they thought she ran away?
right.
Did they go at them hard when they figured she was just missing? Like, we don't know. We need to talk to the police for that.
Mm.
I don't even know what anything about what their last time with her was.
Yeah.
And I'd like to know that. Like what exactly they did when they hung out last.
Hmm. Well, I'm thinking that people are going to have some more questions for you, so we're going to have to plan this again. What do you think? You up to doing this again? Terry, what's going on in your mind, girlfriend?
I was just reading Skylar's comment that you have pinned there. I don't remember this specifically, but she says that Kendra had mentioned in the interview that you did with her that Mark was a possibility of a suspect.
Well, the cops thought he was a
Yeah,
possible.
Oh,
the
okay.
cops, yeah, because she had actually told me she didn't think, she's told me several times like there was no way that, like, she didn't understand why it was dad being looked into.
Right. So you have no idea why they would look so hard into him, and
Like I didn't know why they were looking so hard into Mark.
Did they look hard into Mark though?
Like I remember that they parked outside his house and watched it for quite a few.
Yeah. I
Right
can't remember what all he told me, but I think, yeah, he told me some weird. Am I trying?
yeah,
Okay, I'm
and they
trying
did
hard
not
enough
do
to get
that
my
with.
words with it. Okay, well, anyway, what is the name of the older brother? What is their last name? Well, we're not doing that. I know what it is, but we're not going to do that.
Did
What's the brother's
did
first name?
Thomas.
That's what I thought, Thomas. But we're not giving all of the names, people, but Thomas.
did so? Do we know that the cops did not like stay outside the mom's house
I don't know if
and
they
watch
really
it?
looked into the other
Right.
household.
You just know that they looked really hard into Mark.
Mark. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you guys remember the one live when we went there, but you could spit on the police station from Mark's old house.
They
where
lived
were
Oh, I
across the
know.
street
Yeah.
from the police
Yeah.
station. So
Yeah,
Well, that's the RCMP.
RCMP.
The actual Esteban cops are over on another corner.
yeah, they're a couple blocks down.
How bad was the relationship between Courtney and Melissa?
Well, I guess well, I didn't really know exactly how bad it was, but I've been told that from you guys that you heard that she gave him an ultimatum.
Mhm. Yeah.
Between Melissa or her.
And how long before she went missing was that ultimatum?
I think that she might have made that ultimatum the day before, even.
Yeah, I was told within the same week she went missing. She told her dad it was her or his girlfriend. Yes, stepdad, mom, yes. But she did live with dad. She wanted to live with dad at that age, I guess, you know.
This Thomas, who was it? That's Courtney's older brother?
No, Thomas is Sam's older brother.
Yeah.
The boyfriend's older
Oh,
brother.
okay. Okay.
RCMP and the police are on this. This case is the historical cold case unit right now, but very active. So they have,
What did
I've
you think
read
of
reports from
Thomas?
Estevan police as well as the RCMP. Yeah, and then the historical cold case unit here in Saskatchewan. So
And I ever did the interviews with the Estevan police. I never did any like they never called me in to talk to me again from any other of the police, like the RCMP, like that. Nobody has ever tried to re-interview me.
interesting. Good night, Mr. Positive. Thank you.
I've always wondered why I was left out of all the re-interviewing.
No, people are getting something mixed up. I want to clarify. Courtney didn't give her dad an ultimatum. Apparently, his girlfriend
No,
gave the ultimatum.
Courtney gave the ultimatum.
Hold on.
Yeah.
No, Courtney, yeah.
You
Courtney
were
gave the
confused,
ultimatum,
what?
right?
That's not what I was told. But okay. Never mind.
Yeah, no. Nicole told me Courtney gave the ultimatum. Yeah. Yeah, I think we were told the other way around at first, but yeah, Courtney gave dad the ultimatum, girlfriend or me.
Yeah, because I don't think Melissa would have given Mark the ultimatum between her or his daughter.
Well, neither one really makes sense to me, but
Yeah, that's the thing, guys. He came on the live and said he didn't get that, no, so that's just a rumor. I was never given an ultimatum by Courtney. She said nothing to me.
Okay, so yeah, and one of her friends was saying, I guess somewhere around about an ultimatum.
Do you know where that started from, Mr. Struble? Do you happen to know like how that even became a thing that everybody else is saying? If she did, it wasn't to me.
So maybe she was thinking of saying it.
Yeah, maybe she had a talk with some friends and was like, I'm going to tell my dad it's her or me. And she never did.
Yeah.
Yes, thank
Did she
you,
ever
Simon.
tell you any? Did she ever tell you anything about Melissa?
No,
Like
I only,
specifically?
yeah, I didn't. She didn't say anything to me about Melissa. I met Melissa that one time when I went to go over there while she packed for a possible sleepover, and we waited for Mark to come home to ask him if she could spend the night with me. And that's when I met Melissa, and she was not very nice to me to begin with. So
We are going to get into
Yeah.
that, Skylar, a different time because there's a lot to that. But yeah, it would seem that the one side of the family definitely, I guess, believed that. First, I heard of that. Yeah, people like to talk and spread like the plague. Exactly.
sifting through the rumors, that's for sure.
Yeah.
yeah, trying to take out any rumors and get facts.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, guys, can we throw the purple, green, and blue hearts in the chat to show some respect and support since the family and loved ones for Courtney do watch and listen? Show them some love. I also was leaning
I'm
towards
so
truckers.
happy to see that
Hmm.
every time that you do a live or whatever about Courtney, that Mark is here.
Yeah, he has
He's
been
here
here at every single
every
time, even when he's at work. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wants to know what exactly other people have said, and I wouldn't blame him because he hasn't been able to find out anything
right.
through any other way.
And that breaks my heart. That breaks my heart.
Yeah. And when I text him, he replies,
Ask him questions.
ask
he
him questions,
answers.
he answers. Like, yeah, every live I've done, he missed the very first one, but he felt horrible for missing that one. But he was been at the second one, he hasn't missed one. We were live even on Thanksgiving, kind of comparing the Wells and the Struble case, and
Yeah, I
he
watched.
was stuffing his face with turkey and still joined in the chat to answer questions for people. So
Yep.
he wants the answers and the closures. It's been over 17 years. 17 years and like almost 4 months now.
17 and a half years.
Yes. So
And there was a question about the carnies.
yeah.
That I could answer. That the fair was always in June,
Okay.
just after school was coming out, and it was just the testing afterwards, and then everybody was on summer vacation.
Yeah.
They would have been long gone when
That would have been long gone.
Okay. Yeah. They deserve the closure for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. That is what a real parent does, never gives up. Yep.
Yeah.
And it's not easy, like digging through the 17 years later. And here comes Sharon Mark, and we're, and
Oh, I know.
I felt bad. Like, I'm sorry you have to like remember these horrible things again, but
I know.
everybody has been just very open.
Yeah.
And
That's good.
I know what you're talking about because I'm doing it with somebody local here, and
Mm-hmm.
it is hard.
Why don't you
These
tell
people
us a
are
little bit about
reliving
that
it.
before we end, Terry? Why don't you give us a quick rundown of the case you're working on that's local for you?
Kiana Cole went missing when she was 27 years old. She was 5 months pregnant. 3 months before that time, the ex-boyfriend had beat her nearly to death, and she did lose the baby. She did try to have the charges dropped, but the state wouldn't drop it. And the day before she went missing, or I'm sorry, the day after she went missing, she was supposed to give a deposition about the, to prosecute the ex-boyfriend. She was seen at Crossroads, which is a bar. They had gotten into some kind of altercation there, and she went running down the street. The only thing I know of that the cops really did was check a couple of the homes nearby in the middle of the night, seeing if she was there. They never checked the cameras. The bar had cameras. I had been to the area and showed videos of that, similar to what Sheriff Mark did. And I went into the bar and very surprised that there were this is the middle of the day. I went in the bar and these people um, remembered who she was because I had some flyers with me. And one guy, oh yeah, I know, I know her. Didn't they find her? Now he thought that she was found dead, but other people thought she was found alive. There are all kinds of rumors, all kinds of just crazy, crazy stuff going on. The saddest part, aside from the obvious sad part that she passed, she was also pregnant when she passed with this guy's baby. Or I'm sorry, not passed, when she disappeared. Um, but and she left a 3-year-old behind. But aside from all of it, was I going to say, it was so damn sad.
And yes, I do want to
Something
say,
really was.
Courtney's mom has been very active in trying to keep Courtney's case alive in media news. She's done press releases. Courtney's mom has been very active, and her aunt and best friend and everything. They've been very active from day one. Absolutely.
Yeah. Um,
No,
I
tough questions are
remembered and then I
welcome.
oh,
Go ahead, Terry. Sorry.
no, it's just driving me nuts. It's like it comes into my head and then I forget again. Oh, the saddest part is that the guy they believe did something to her is in the same town. They run into him on a regular basis at like the supermarket, Walmart, Bell's, all of these things, and it's horrible. I also know that after that last live, that lady that caused a problem in here, Dorothea, I'm just going to say her name, I don't
Yeah, Dorothea.
it just makes me mad. She ran right to Dwayne and his father about, I guess they better get their story straight.
Mm.
Isn't that cool? I did hear that the detective wanted to speak with me. I had the wrong phone number. I didn't realize that until I knew I didn't have the right number, but I didn't know that I had the wrong number, if you know what I mean. So I got the right number tonight and I'll give him a call tomorrow. But it's crazy. Everybody, except for the people who have passed, like some of the participants or people who knew something, have passed. Aside from that, they're all living right in that little area.
They said, "Thank you, Kendra, for being brave and keep safe out there."
Yeah.
Yeah, I still, when I'm in Estevan, I still walk the same routes that I used to when I was a teenager. Even when I was actually living there and drinking, I still lived with my parents while I was drinking too. And I used to walk from the Beefeater all the way back down to the trailer park.
What's one of your favorite memories of you and Courtney?
Well, I guess that last night that we were having so much fun splashing each other in the warm rain.
Do you remember anything like her favorite music, favorite kind of treats, foods, drinks, anything like that?
As far as I know, she used to listen to all kinds of different music. Like I think we listened to things like Sum 41, Britney Spears, Backstreet Boys back then.
You're young with the Backstreet Boys.
Yes. and Aaron Carter and NSYNC
Or-
and all that type of stuff.
Oh, yeah. We lost Cher. See, this is the Kendra and Terry show. I like to say that when they disappear.
Hey guys, please don't time out Janet Alberts. That's Courtney's Courtney's mom, sister, Courtney's aunt. She's upset and she has every right to be. She's entitled to that. They're all upset in their own way, so please do not time her out or block her. Babe, she's not blocked or anything, is she?
No,
So let her speak her mind. She, she has a right to her side, and we'll hear her side. You know, everyone has a right to their side and to say their pieces and their truths. So please, and I know nobody knew that, but that is Courtney's aunt, Janet Albert. So please, as I said, the family and loved ones are all watching, is why I remind everyone a few times when we're doing this, because everyone is watching. We even have people that aren't even related to Courtney, but locals now finding us. And so
Right.
we really want to keep it respectful. We want to be able to use this platform and what we're doing as a tool to be helpful and hopefully maybe find some answers, or fresh eyes and ears on this case can sometimes be helpful, but we want to do it very respectfully and carefully because we're trudging up some very old wounds here.
yeah,
Right.
Yeah, and I only really know on the dad's, like with Mark and stuff. I've only really know that part. I've never really spoke with her mom or any of the other parts of the family there.
Yeah, and I understand that the aunt is upset and how it can be hard and difficult, but at the same time we have to hear Mark's truths too in his story, because we don't know. I mean, he hasn't been arrested or anything, so, and it's been over 17 years now.
And it
And
is really
what if
important.
it's not
Sure.
him and people are pointing fingers all this time, and what if the truck
Exactly.
or something, so again, we have to try and be unbiased, and we can't be just tunnel vision to any one thing on this, or we're not helping this. Friction is a mild term. And yeah, the fact that you both can be here though, thank you, but just be respectful of how each other
Yeah, that's
feels.
what is so important. That you just hit the nail on the head, sure. Respect is very important. Regardless of who thinks what, Very
Well, Kendra, I want to thank you.
All of the family should be just
yes.
trying to be together in finding her, not
Yeah.
fighting it amongst each other.
I don't think, everyone will have a turn to have their voice, and so that we all understand, like, why are there these feelings and thoughts, and know more. But again, we can't just be like,
Can't
Right.
point fingers.
yeah, exactly. Crime Web, welcome to the Crazy Train. Woo woo! Thank you. So Kendra, I'd love to have you on again. I want to thank you again for meeting up with us and taking us back through retracing things, and for doing this tonight. And everyone's right, you are very brave to do so. But with every question, like I said before when we met the other day, with every question I get like 100 more questions. But since there's a little bit of friction, and we're just gonna end it tonight. Terry, I love you. Thank you
Yes.
for being here.
I love you too. Thank you for having me.
Hey, Zena.
And
Love
letting me
seeing you all the
interrupt.
time. No, I always I say you're like, you're always sitting there quiet and everything, and then I'm like, Terry's like my emotional support. Like, I
And
kind
then
of
when she does talk, she doesn't shut up.
Yeah, see, I get on a roll and
Yep.
thank you, Kendra. Not everyone in your position would have the courage. Right.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Struble, for being here, and Mrs. Alberts also for being here and listening. And like I said, everyone will get their side and will slowly be able to unravel more and more, and understand why is everyone feeling these feelings, and get more into it. Smudges rolled some real. Yes. Turn. All right. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Hey, everybody.
Right.
Thanks for hanging.